Takopis Original Sin, Episode 4. So, Takopi is trying to have a word with Asuma and Shizuka as they're kind of like preparing for summer vacation, the big day where, Shizuka's gonna finally get to be able to visit and get Chappie back from her father. But Asuma realizes that, or like he notices from his phone that there's some news that people have found Marina, and now Takopi won't be able to change into Marina because now they found her body, and now it's made aware that she has 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 been ended per se. And I just love that this episode really focuses a lot on Asuma and his overall health, mental health state, and I love how Junia's Junya, his older brother, is kind of seeing him, and he's seeing that he's disturbed, and he's asking him like, "Listen," or he's telling him, "Listen, I'm here for you. You, whatever you're hiding or whatever you want to talk to me about, I will listen to you. I am here. I am your older brother." But Asuma kind of just like runs off. It's very much so he is being consumed by guilt, possibly even having an anxiety attack that he's having to now think up of ways to uh, cover their tracks now. It's really daunting seeing him like this. Like he's freaking out. He's not. It's like the world is crushing around him. Like you see, he is going through the world in a blank state, and the police show up to his school, and they start questioning everybody, or like letting everybody know if they have any info that they should probably go to them and talk to them so that they can get whoever did that to Marina to come forward and process him and stuff. And of course, Asuma has such a guilty conscience. Like you can see it the way the anime just like depicts it. Like it is crazy how much guilt he feels. And now, once he's together with Takopi and Shizuka, we start seeing a little bit more of Takopi and how he is looking at things, and he's trying to talk to Asuma like, hey, maybe we should come forward. He's like, I don't even know if we're doing the right thing anymore. Like Takopi's questioning his own beliefs and what Asuma and Shizuka are trying to put forward, that they are essentially doing the right thing, but he is now questioning because it's like he realized that what they did ended up affecting Marina's family, and how her passing has has made her mother sad and probably her dad sad, especially now that the mother and father know that she's no longer there. And yeah, we see that while these two are kind of having their own talk, Shizuka comes out of nowhere and is like, uh, "Listen, you should we are still gonna do the thing in summer vacation, right?" And it's like you can definitely she uses a lot of nice words to Asuma, and Asuma just wants to be so helpful towards her. Like you see how easily manipulated Asuma is when it comes to Shizuka, and it's very daunting because as Asuma's freaking out, Takopi's kind of like questioning how everything is. She's just not a care in the world. She's just happy Marina's no longer in this world, just living her best life. And Asuma feels constant pressure, constant need to want to appease her and make her happy, be of use to her. Meanwhile, you have his guilt continue to grow, and the brother keeps on looking to Asuma with like concerned looks, and the animation just of how like the brother shows up to his room and starts talking to him like, hey, listen, I'm here. If anything's wrong, just let me know. And you could see that when his brother's around, there's a certain air of like inadequacy that he feels, a certain air of like, oh, guilt driven that he feels because of what's happening, and how he can't come forward to his brother because of what his brother might think of him, as Asuma views his brother as like the perfect person, the person he strives to be, Like he doesn't want his brother to be thinking less of him. And I love how the music in this portion comes next, where Asuma's taking the test. He's trying to figure out how best to help Shizuka, how it's playing this very positive music to reinforce the fact that Asuma's looking at the bright side of things when it comes to Shizuka. But then the daunting reality hits once he gets his test back and he has a failing score. So it he goes back, presents his failing score to his mother, but he still receives pancakes. And you could see how this meant so much to Asuma, as or to Naoki, is I think is his name. So Naoki's like, okay, well, the pancakes look bright, like something he always wished for, but and he's finally getting it from his mother. But the mother comes in and is like, well, you brought in a failing test. I feel like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you're just never gonna match what Junya is doing. So she basically tells him she no longer expects anything out of him, and she no longer will care of anything that comes from him. Like she felt like this was a way of him trying to rebel against her and what she wants from him, and she used that against him by like saying, well, here are your pancakes, this is what you've always wanted, this is the reward that I will always given you, you can just have them. This reward no longer means anything anymore because I no longer expect anything out of you. So you can see how this is him not being even able to uh enjoy the reward that he always wanted. Like eat the pancakes, even when they, after the mother explains to him that she no longer expects anything out of him, the pancakes look less appetizing. They look dark. They look cold. It no longer has the warmth feeling he expected out of them. And not only that, you really start to see how the mother's expectations have hurt him, and even now more so because she no longer expects anything out of him. He no longer feels like worthy of anything. Like even the pancakes no longer have a worth to them anymore. I really love how this anime really depicted the pancakes as a manipulative tool that the mother used to get Asuma to try his hardest and to be what she wanted him to be, but not but and him buying into that to appease her, to feel needed, to feel a sense of like accomplishment that he can't feel because his brother's always the one that's getting rewarded. And it's I think this just a great showing of like one of the worst things that a parent can do is no longer feel or have say to their child that they no longer care for them, because Asuma breaks down. He no longer feels like his mother loves him. He no longer feels like he's needed anywhere. So he's just bawling his eyes out in the dark. And here comes Shizuka to calm him, to give him warmth, give him a safe space that he always wanted. But Shizuka comes with ulterior motives. She wants to be able to see Chappie again, so she asks Asuma this very important question of like, listen, I hope if you turn yourself in, it would mean the world to me. She says he's all she has, that no matter how long he spends in Juby, she'll always wait for him. Very, very manipulative. And we start to see Asuma kind of like start remembering how things were with his brother and how he was always competing with him since early on. Like his brother was always goofing off or not trying his hardest to study, and he always ended up getting hundreds. And he tried to match that, so he tried studying more to compensate for the fact that his brother was so much better at studying than him, or so much better at getting good grades than him. to the point where the mother even like got him glasses because he needed them as his eyesight was worsening. His scores kept getting a bit lower, and despite Asuma being one of the most gifted students there, or one of the most smartest in the classroom, it still failed in comparison to his brother, who was like the best in the nation. So, as Asuma kept chasing this perfection view that he had his brother in, he kept feeling more and more inferior as time goes on, to where eventually, even when he saw Shizuka, who resembled her mother, he just wanted to. That was the moment where he decided, I'm just gonna be like my brother. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna ace my tests, get perfect scores on them, and I'm gonna help her out in whatever way I can. And it just did not work out for him. The more he tried to get to know Shizuka, the less she wanted of him, and the more his tests kept getting lower, to the point where he just felt inadequate at one point. He's never going to be perfect, and he always blamed his brother for giving him that hope that he can be just like him. So, especially after seeing his brother succeed in acquiring friends, getting a job, getting a girlfriend. Meanwhile, he's left alone with like by himself, nobody to really look for him, nobody to really say they love him, no friends to really support him. So you can really feel like the loneliness he felt, and really how much deeper into depression, or like how much more inferior he felt to his brother as things went on. And to the point where like he he considered himself a failure, and he just wanted to put his best efforts in to take over the Asuma clinic, the one his mother runs. And we have this nice, really great transition of like the reason why he decided to help Shizuka with everything was this is his way of kind of like coping with the fact that he's not getting good grades, and also as his mother is the one saving lives, the one way he can feel helpful towards people is to help Shizuka, which is almost to him like saving a life, but in reality it's just saving himself from it's just saving himself from feeling so inferior, from feeling so imperfect. And Shizuka is taking advantage of that feeling, and we have this great transition of like the pancakes into the gadget that ended Marina, which just symbolically so good. The pancakes and the gadget are both weapons used by Shizuka and the mother to manipulate Asuma to do their bidding. Really, I cannot explain how bad this how good this transition was. And to seal the deal of the manipulation, Shizuka gave him a kiss, which just kind of emphasized that she knew what she was doing, at least in my eyes, and she used that so Asuma could actually go into it. So now comes like my favorite portion of this entire episode, where Asuma's just that set on turning himself in. He has the gadget. He tries to leave early in the morning. Lucky for him, Junya was there, and he goes to him, and this is where Asuma's own insecurities, his own inferiority complex kick in, and how he feels that Junya is gonna start making fun of him, start belittling him for being so imperfect, for like ruining the family legacy, and for being part of a case that involved another child's life being ended. But Asuma completely disregards that, and he just asks him, listen, I know you're not okay. Come talk to me. And it's like, it'll be okay. You just have to open up to me. And Naoki kind of like finally breaks down. He finally lets down his wall and he tells his brother everything he feels. Like, you wouldn't understand how I feel. You wouldn't get how I feel. You've always been perfect. You've always been good at everything. You, whether it was making friends, getting good grades, getting a job, you have literally everything I could ever want. Meanwhile, I'm here all by myself. I don't have anything. I don't even have anybody that looks at me. Just Shizuka is the only one that has looked at me. And he opens up that he really feels lonely. And the brother comes to embrace him. Is like, you dummy. Like, you have me. Like, I am your older brother. I worry about you. And you don't have to worry about being perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. Just look at me. I I'm not good at video games, and mother's pancakes are just awful. Like, in actuality, that reward kind of meant it's meaningless because they really weren't that good. He said that the mother was always such a hard at work that she always ended leaving him overnight after she made them. So they weren't good when they were in the morning, but it's just really such a touching moment where, like, the brother finally, the older brother comes in and gives Naoki that safe space to be himself, to open up all his insecurities, to finally let go of the weight that's been holding him down. And he's finally able to open up about how he feels, how he views his brother, about everything. And the brother's happy because he was finally able to be there for his little brother, which to me was just so heartwarming. And it's so interesting that after all this, we have a last panel of Shizuka and Takopi, or like a last showing of Shizuka and Takopi in this storm that got withered away. And now they're like, it's summer, let's go get choppy. Uh, Such powerful messaging in this episode. Like, when it's always better to open up to somebody like your siblings or your older brother. Like, it just goes, this show is just so good at depicting actual, like, human emotion, at depicting actual human behaviors, where, like, Shizuka, that no longer has the bully, is able to see how to manipulate Asuma, and the brothers know something's wrong, but once doesn't force himself to be in his little brother's face. He wants his little brother to open up, and gives him that room needed for him to decide it's time to open up. And just the way that they depict how the mother treats Naoki as opposed to Junya. And it's not necessarily the mother's it's, well, it is the mother's fault, but it's not necessarily she does it out of spite. It's more so that she wanted what's best, but in wanting what's best for Naoki, it put too much pressure on him to really overcome and to be able to fill those shoes that the mother wanted of him. And man, so good. This episode is a 10 out of 10.